Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. So, first up, we have got to talk about the read that was heard around the world. And if you was living under a rock on, what day was that? I think that was that Monday or Tuesday, y'all? I got my entire life with the shenanigans between Amber Rose and the Kardashian clan. So let me just tell you guys, give you a little background on what happened. So Amber Rose went onto the Breakfast Club. I never have really seen Amber Rose talking. You know, I've always just seen her in pictures, or, you know, she was always like kind of the sidekick to Kanye. She was the sidekick to Wiz, you know, just smiling but never saying much. So when she was on the Breakfast Club, I was really surprised at how mouthy she was. I mean, not in a bad way, just the fact that she just had a lot to say and a lot of opinions. So, you know, that was cool to see. But anyway, you know how they are in the Breakfast Club. They're asking her different questions. She's good friends with Blac Chyna, which is the stripper that, well, she's not a stripper anymore. She's the ex-stripper that used to be with the rapper Tyga. Sometime around Kim and Kanye's wedding. When did they get married, you guys? Because I'm trying to get the timeline together here, but sometime around the time that Kim and Kanye got married, then Tyga and Blac Chyna started to have problems and they eventually broke up. But that date is important. You guys remember that. So anyway, they're asking her questions, her opinions on different things, and the question comes up, how does she feel about Tyga's relationship with Kylie? She was just like, you know what, I can't get with that. You know, I'm not even, if I saw them, I wouldn't even speak to them because it's disgusting. I mean, you got this 25-year-old man and he's seeing somebody that 16 just turned 17 years old. He left his beautiful family for a child. So she's going on and on and on about it. And among other things, the interview was like 40 minutes or something long. And they asked her a lot of stuff. They talked about, you know, the Kardashians, you know, her opinion of Kim Kardashian, and, you know, she just said that she just seems very fake to her, even though she's a very beautiful person. She has the ability, you know, she has the promise of being real dope, but she just doesn't like the fact that she just does a lot of stunts. You know, a lot of things that she said, I mean, I guess could be said for anybody that's in Hollywood, including Amber Rose, but I understood what she was saying. She was just like, yeah, she's just fake, she's phony to me, blah, 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 blah. Well, we thought that was going to be it. Well, Khloe Kardashian, who's always been known to be the most outspoken sister of all of the girls, she gets on Twitter the next day and just and I'm paraphrasing all of this, you guys, but she gets on Twitter the next day and just says that she thinks that it's whack that Amber Rose would get onto the radio and talk about somebody that she doesn't know. You know, she doesn't know Kylie. And she doesn't really know what's going on there, you know, but people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. She goes on to say how, you know, Amber did speak about being a stripper at 15. People should celebrate the fact that her sister is 17 years old and she's got her shit in order, and, you know, she's real successful, and, you know, she goes on and on and on. Why did she do that? So Amber, I guess we are finding out that Miss Amber is not one to bite her tongue, okay? So Amber comes back out and says, oh, you know, I was happy that you know, decided to bring up the fact that I was a stripper at 15, okay? Well, I will continue to be a whore for my family just like your sister is a whore for hers, okay? So I was just like, oh, damn. Now we done brought Kim up into this fucking story. So then Khloe jumps back into Twitter again and says, see how it is? She can't even wait 10 minutes before she has to respond to me. And then Amber comes back on and says, bitch, you know what? Just at me. Ain't nobody got time to be trying to find you. I will read you. I don't want to do it, but I will do it. And so you kind of thought that that was going to be it as well. Well, the shit went on that whole day. You know, everybody was on Twitter and just kind of watching it. I mean, I was looking at my phone the whole time like, we all just got a good old key, because I was just like, ooh, that Amber is ruthless. First of all, when I heard her voice, because this was, like I said, the first time I really heard her talk, I was just like, oh yeah, she got some for real, like, you know, sister girl, you know, when she talk, you know, she kind of like everything, you know, it's like that ground the way, girl. I mean, you gotta be from the neighborhood to really know what I'm talking about. But yeah, she has that accent already. South Philly, I'm supposing, whatever. So, Chloe, well, we don't know if Chloe did it. Later on, these pictures leaked to media takeout of Amber Rose, you know, with her, you know, legs cocked wide open. She's naked, of course, and she's playing with herself. And supposedly these are pictures that she had sent to Kanye. Kanye still had them, supposedly. Kanye gave them to Chloe. Chloe, you know, sent them on to media takeout. That's the way the rumor goes, but you don't really know if that's the truth or anything. I mean, if Kanye did have the pictures, why the fuck you still got pictures of your ex-girlfriend and you married and have moved on, supposedly, you know? So you thought that, you know, everybody was just like, oh, you know, that. First of all, I didn't even think that was a big deal because fuck, she was a stripper. I mean, you know, and how many people have looked up her damn coochie at one time or another? So I didn't think that. I mean, of course, you don't want pictures of you floating around on the internet because the internet is forever. Child's gonna grow up and know. But you know what? Fuck, it is what it is. Mama was a stripper. Okay, did what she had to do. Struggles, whatever. We made it now. We ain't got to do that shit no more. Okay, so I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Okay, so you know, Amber, instead of being embarrassed by that, she comes out was just like, you know, in the very famous Kanye quote when he old Taylor Swift, you know, she was just like, I'm gonna let you finish. Okay, but I got the best leaked sex picture of all times. Oh my God, I don't care what Chloe tried to do, it was never, she could never quite get on the other side of being just straight out molded. I was, bitch, you need to sit your motherfucking ass down. I was like, I love Chloe. I love the fact that she fights for her family and speaks out, and you know, is a little bit of the, you know, a little bit of the you know, the rebel of the family. We all like that about Chloe, okay? But you know what, girl, just leave the shit alone, because now you done brought even more attention to this whole Tyga and Kylie situation, which I'll just, you know, I've talked about this once in my videos before, and I said I'm not gonna keep talking about it because the thing is, look, he's 25, she's 17. They got together. I was thinking somewhere around the time, remember when the ice bucket challenge was real popular, everybody was doing the whole ALS thing. I remember his ice bucket challenge. She's the one that threw the ice on him, okay? And shortly after that was when we started seeing her around him a lot, and that was in the summer. So that's why I was trying to remember, like, when did Kanye and Kim get married, because all this was going on. It kind of seems like at the same time, like you were with Black China when they got married, and then you were being seen around Kylie a whole lot around that same time. So I ain't had time to be going back and looking. They got a million photos on their Instagram. I didn't feel like trying to research it that much. But I think it's really just crazy that, you know, these two are still trying to say that they're not seeing each other. I mean, obviously, because the age differences, you know, there's some illegalities going on there. I mean, Kylie is underage, he is overage, you know, but everybody fucking knows you guys are seeing each other. And the reason why I didn't feel like I had to keep on harping on it is because it's obvious. We see it. They're always in pictures together. Okay, they're always going out to eat. They're always hanging out together. They seem to travel together. All this is going on. They're never going to admit it. Okay, I think we as a public, we just want the motherfuckers to say, all right, we doing it. Okay, but they're not going to do it. So what happens is you just get your own self way more frustrated and upset every time you see them. Like, man, it was like the Shade Room. They was like almost obsessed with trying to figure out if these two was, when it was obvious. Yes, they're seeing each other. Yes, they're fucking. And the fact that Chloe did not deny that they weren't seeing each other, she just said, if you don't know the situation and, you know, people in glass houses should throw stones, that's not a denial. That's a more of mind your own damn business. So all of this to say, yes, it's very, very disgusting that Tyga is seeing this girl that's 17 years old. I think that is crazy that the mother even allows it. Although the family is, and I said this before, the family is just so weird and got so many other things going on anyway. I mean, they're not a regular average family. They've got all kind of shit going on. We'll never really know the full truth until that child is 18 and they decide to come out as a true couple. Yeah, I can't be worried about whether Kylie and Tyga is together, okay? But anyway, getting back to the damn all the beef. So you thought that would be it. And then Chloe said something else. There was something else that was said, and that prompted Amber to come back out and say, bitch, you just mad that your daddy went to jail for murder. I'm like, I'm saying, I'm paraphrasing, but, she was insinuating that O.J. Simpson is her daddy. Shit, that's been the biggest elephant in the room, is the fact that Khloe doesn't look like her sisters, any of them. Okay, Khloe has turned out to be a pretty good looking girl now after she's had a lot of work done to herself. Khloe don't look like the rest of them. She's not a natural beauty like the rest of those girls are. And the fact that Khloe has such a long head and a long face, and O.J. Simpson has the same, and we know that the families was close until the murder of Nicole Simpson, and it kind of just broke everybody up. And we also know that Kris Kardashian has some, fuck around in her. That's been a rumor that's been floating around, but nobody, I think, has really brought it to Khloe like this. So when she said that, I was just like, damn. And she was like watching a fucking tennis match. I tell you, I had such a good time with it. I was sad when the shit was over. The whole next day, everybody was looking at Twitter like, what the fuck gonna happen now? And it finally went away. Finally, Khloe left it alone. I know somebody had to sit her ass down and was like, bitch, if you want some more shit to come out, just stop it. Leave it alone. That family has too many skeletons in their closet for you to be sitting out here with a bullhorn trying to talk to somebody because you upset about what she said. Just leave the shit alone, okay? Because if she wouldn't have said anything, that interview, like plenty other Breakfast Club interviews, would have died away and would nobody else thought nothing else about it. But honey, I guess you had to learn the fucking hard way. I said, bitch, not I'm gonna be a whore for my family like your sister is a whore for her. I said, what? Now it even got personal. Anyway, you guys, and it was all kind of other fallout from that. Tyga went on to the Breakfast Club after that and, denied that he wasn't seeing Kylie, that he didn't leave his family for Kylie, that he just is friends with her and that he just likes to hang with her because of her young energy, her spirit, whatever. The whole time I listened to that bullshit, I was like this. He kept that shit very PC. I really feel like they got together before she even turned 17 because her birthday is in August. And she is in August. I think the wedding, y'all help me out with these dates, okay? But I promise you, I swear, I think that they was fooling around even before then. And I'm pretty sure that could happen. But he denied it. Sat there and they entertained it, okay? They listened to his shit. He gonna say that he likes her energy. I'm thinking to myself, like, even if for whatever reason we did believe that he wasn't fucking Kylie and that they weren't in a relationship and they were just friends, now we need to discuss then if you're not fucking, and why you think that as a 25-year-old man, what do you have in common with somebody that's 16 just turning 17? Like, what is it that you two get together and talk about? You understand what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, there's plenty of grown women around here that got the spunk and the energy and the zest for life and all of that. You ain't got to go and get no goddamn teenager to be, so I was like, so now if we ain't even talking about you fucking this girl, now we talking about either your ass is super duper childish, that you hanging out with bitches that listen to the top 4 at 4 on the radio every goddamn day. Although I'm sure that those girls are way more mature because they have seen a whole lot more in their time. But you understand what I'm saying? It's just like, kids, you hanging out with kids. Like, I'm thinking of me trying to, as a 25-year-old, trying to talk to somebody. I mean, Joe is a kid. My son is a kid. He's 15. Okay, he's 6. Child. So even if we was to even not think about the sexual part of it, just the fact that this grown-ass man is with this child, that's the other fucking problem there. Okay, but whatever. They let him do all of that on there, and then at the end of the show, when they do the donkey of the day, why they give that nigga the donkey of the day? I was just like, I am so glad that y'all knew that interview was some bullshit. And then also, Wiz kind of jumped in it. In the interview that Amber did on the radio, she tells them how, Wiz, she still loves him and all of that, but he's a different person now than the one that she married, the one that she was in love with. She was like, when she caught found out that he was cheating, she just reacted immediately and got the divorce really right away. And she said he was mad. And she was like, and he's still mad. He's mad and he's like acting out on Instagram. It seems to be something that they do these days. So he comes out and says, oh, you think that she's a prize? He tweets this. You think she's a prize? She's a pie. Everybody gets a slice. Okay, insinuating that she fucks around and all. You know, even though we got proof, you know, bitches coming out, he's hanging out with all these different people, you know, he's fucking around. Child. But Amber seemed to be fine, honey. Amber done took her ass to Trinidad and Tobago for Carnival, and she's out there having a good time, and she's posting all these videos of her dancing and winding and, you know, booty flapping in the water and, you know, all of this. And I'm sure it's pissing him off. I'm sure she's doing that to piss him off. So now he's saying that he's going to get more custody of the child because he says that she's an unfit parent. We'll talk about this later because I'm going to actually talk about this subject a little bit later on top of the blogs. But, you know, he's saying that she's gone all the time. She leaves the baby with relatives or the staff, you know, that they have a dog. The dog licks the baby in the face, you know, and evidently the dog eats his own shit. Some dogs do that. That is gross. But, you know, the dog is all kind of other shit. What else did he say? That she only plays with the baby for 15 minutes. She seems to be a very involved mother or whatever. I don't know what that is, but now Wiz is trying to get custody of her because I guess she's always on Instagram and stuff showing where she is at different clubs and parties and things like that. So, like I said, we'll talk about all that later. But yeah, y'all, I just had to let y'all know about how exciting all that fucking foolishness is on me. I bet you that Chloe would think long and hard before she decided to say some shit to Miss Amber Rose again, right? My God, that story took forever, you guys. Let me get on with this. Okay, Toya and Reginae. Toya and Reginae have been going on this whole tour, I think for publicity for Reginae's Sweet 16 that came onto MTV the other day. They went on the Wendy Williams show and they also went on the Breakfast Club. And the interviews basically were based on the same thing. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the Wendy Williams interview. So they talked to Toya first. Wendy asks her about, you know, the problems that she has with Memphis, and you know, it's pretty much the same of what we talked about last week, you know, that he blames her, he resents her for not going on to Love and Hip Hop. That's not something that she wanted to do. He was very upset that he didn't get to defend himself. Now they're saying that, even though she didn't say it, but they're saying that he lost his case. Now, when she was on Wendy Williams, his case against Viacom, the whole umbrella with Viacom and Love and Hip Hop and all of that, Mona and all that, you know, he sued them. They're saying that he lost the case. But when she was on Wendy Williams, she was speaking as if the case was still going because she said he is suing them, not that he sued them. And this is the same thing that she pretty much said on the Breakfast Club as well, that she wants to work it out, but he's acting out and he's not the person that she knew. And I didn't say all of this last week. They touched on Reginae's Sweet 16. And what I will say about both Toya and Reginae are that they are some girls that came from, you know, I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to say like they didn't have, you know, they wasn't shit or anything. But these girls are very well spoken and very, because I remember when Toya first came out, I could barely stand to listen to her talk because her accent was so strong that I was just like, I cannot. She's able to very well express herself and I can sit and listen to her talk. That little girl, Reginae, they have done an excellent job of preparing her to speak in public. She ain't all sassy. She not getting involved in shit. She knows not to say certain things about her family. I just like them. I like Toya and I like the little girl, especially, what's her name, Reginae. It's so funny because she's 16 now. I remember my son and her went to school together, elementary school together. They used to live by us. And I remember when she had a birthday party and she, you know how they bring the cake to the school and they had the cake, I guess is the thing to do out in New Orleans. They have the cake and it has the little strings and you pull the little toys out. Man, my son thought that was the most fucking amazing thing ever. When he got home from school, he was just like, you know, Reginae, she had a party at school and she had to pull out the little toys and everything. He was so excited about it. It's so funny that now they're older. He doesn't go to school with her anymore. I don't know where she was going. Now they're saying she's homeschooled. But yeah, I just think that her as a 16-year-old girl who's in that lifestyle could be so crazy, and you know, but she's not like that. And I just like the little girl. I was just like, I liked her when she was on Breakfast Club and Boss. She just never got out of place, and I was just like, yeah, they've done a really good job with her. That's pretty much it, you guys. Toya is being, the reason why I feel bad for Toya, and I know people are like, I don't care because, you know, she was saying this and that. The whole thing is, you guys, I remember when I talked about this, yes, Toya should not have probably taken the stance that she took. She should have just been more, because now she's like that, but she wasn't like that back then. She should have been always. I don't know what happened back then. I can just go from today on. This is my husband. I'm supporting him, and this, that, and the other. Instead of her, you know, acting out and fighting back with K. Michelle in social media and all of that. But you have to remember, this is somebody that is married to somebody. Of course, they are going to try to fight for their spouse. People don't understand, like, when you know, if you are not supportive of your spouse and whatever it is that they're going through, then that brings other shit that happens in your relationship. Okay, and it's happened even though she tried to be there still for him. But it's other shit that happens in a relationship that could be a downer on. So she was in the middle, okay, trying to fight this girl that was saying all these things about her husband and trying to be supportive of her husband. Okay, now we see that her husband is a fucking fool. It just seems like he's somebody totally different from what we saw when he was with her, and, you know, a little bit more of what K. Michelle said he was. But I feel bad for her because I feel like she was stuck in the middle. And now everybody is like, oh, well, that's what you get too. Okay, but I don't know what anybody else wanted her to do as the wife. I truly believe, like she said, and even K. Michelle said, that, you know, there's certain things that certain women bring out of men. K. Michelle is mouthy, not ever saying that she deserves to be beat up or strangled or pillow over the face, dragged around the room, thrown the water bottle at, whatever it is. She doesn't deserve any of that, okay? But you know that everybody has their limit. And if you keep on pushing at somebody, you already know what it's going to be, what they're going to do to you. So that's all I'm saying. That's why I feel bad for her. But, you know, she says she going to write a book to let all y'all know how to lose your husband. I was like, girl, you ain't got to tell nobody that. Fuck, half the damn country is divorced. So she seems to have had a pretty successful career of writing her books about her life and things like that. Look, let this girl just move on. Okay, the shit is fucked up. Memphis is going through whatever it is he's going through. I don't know if he's going through or if this is really just the Memphis that K. Michelle tried to warn us about. I just want this to be them to be able to move on. If Memphis and her are not going to work it out, you know, I hope that he don't keep trying to bring her through the mud and, you know, talk about it and all. Let's just, everybody just move on. It's sad, though. I still think that it's sad that relationship is over like that. And now it seems like he's taking on the, oh, well, I'm going to be the villain. I'm going to make everybody hate me kind of thing. And, you know, people love that shit, too, okay? Social media has so many people gassed up, their heads so fucked up, and think that they can just be, you know, social media is a goddamn, it's the devil. I done told y'all that plenty of times, right? Okay, so, anyway, y'all, I got to move this video along. I have been talking way too long. Real quick, who has seen the video of Joseph Edgar Foreman, also known as Afroman, completely fucking knocked the shit out of this woman / clothesline her ass on the stage yesterday? Did y'all see it? Okay, if you ain't seeing it, let me just let you know. Afroman, okay, of the Because I Got High fame, his one hit that he had back in the day. Y'all remember? Because I got high, because I got high, because I got high, something like that, right? He is performing in Mississippi for Mardi Gras. They have a celebration, I guess, out there somewhere in Mississippi. And he was on stage while he was performing a guitar solo. One of his fans from the crowd jumped up on stage, and you know how we girls do. We got our drink. Bitch, and we think we's cute. Okay, we turn to the side and we do a little booty twerk or something like that. Crowd is cheering her on and everything. And all of a sudden, while he's playing, he don't never look like this, do a little like, what the fuck is this behind me? He don't do none of that. Okay, all of a sudden, he just swings around and hits her somewhere in the here area. I was like, I know that bitch can't breathe. And knocks her ass, slams her ass down to the ground. Okay? She has disappeared. I'm not laughing. But the shit happened so fast. I was like, oh damn. So she down out the thing. Okay, he looks down at her, then he turns around and he keeps playing. Okay, she kind of gets up wobbly and shit, kind of wobbles her ass to the back of the stage, and one guy from out in the audience goes and climbs up on stage like, look bro, I don't want nothing with you, I'm just trying to help my friend. Goes back there, you know, but Afroman is still playing until they decide to turn the music off and cut up the lights and all of that. He gets arrested. And he bonded out for something like $300, $330 or something like that. But Afroman's whole thing is, look, the whole day was fucked up. First of all, I had to walk a half a mile to the venue. It was in the middle of the day. Normally I do things at night. I hadn't been able to medicate. That's what he kept saying. Okay, I'm assuming that means we wasn't able to get on. He hadn't had his dinner and he was just already out of sorts. Okay, so he's playing. He had this heckler at one time down in the audience. And, you know, once the heckler kind of calmed down, he said he thought that was the heckler who had been climbed up on stage and came up behind him. Okay, because he was like, you know, when I'm performing, I need to have a good show. Okay, I need to be able to do my music. I don't need no interruptions. You know, shit need to go smooth. I need to make my money. Okay, so I can't be having no motherfuckers jumping up on stage and doing shit behind me and all. So he said, I thought it was the heckler. I thought it was the guy. And that's why, you know, I was surprised. And it was just an involuntary. Okay, what his lawyer said was it was an involuntary reflex reaction to somebody invading his personal space. Okay, so he just swung around. Okay, I was just like, look. If you would have at least exhibited a little bit of, you know, oh, somebody behind me, or what's this, or did y'all see that? Maybe we would believe that story, okay? But what it seems like more to me is he's playing the guitar, because you guys, he's not flat on with the crowd. He's kind of to the side, okay? So you have peripheral. So he's playing his guitar and he's kind of moving back and forth like this. He saw somebody out the corner of his eye. Not saying that he didn't know that it was a woman, but he knew somebody was there, and that he was like, I'm gonna wait till this motherfucker get close enough to me, and then I'm gonna knock his motherfucking ass out. And then when the guy got close enough, even though it's the woman, when they got close enough, he swung around and hit. Okay, that's when he's, you know, when he saw some hair and shit come back this way and some titties going to the ground, and he's like, oh shit, that was a woman. But he still didn't give a fuck that much, because he turned around and played. But you know, now that he's bonded out, you know, he said he made a mistake. He shouldn't have did it. He knows he has anxiety issues. Okay, that he's gonna go on and find him a foundation. Okay, y'all, and get himself some help. It sounds like, you know, some loyal legal speak. Somebody done sat his ass down and was just like, you need to try to, you know, get on the front side of this and try to be proactive. And say that you gonna get some damn help, because old girl gonna sue you. I don't know how much money Mr. Joseph Edgar Foreman has, but yeah, that shit was brutal. I was like, god damn, he looked like he was trying to kill a nigga. Okay, then we find out that this is the second time that this happened. He's like, yeah, I did do something like this in Cincinnati one time. I guess Mr. Afroman does have a little bit of a problem. Okay, I know one thing, y'all asses ain't gonna jump your ass up on that stage with Afroman no more, are you? Did you guys hear about the short-lived beef between Erykah Badu and Azealia Banks? Well, it wasn't really a short-lived beef. It really wasn't nothing on Erykah Badu's part, but you guys know that fucking Azealia Banks. What the fuck is wrong with her? I don't even like talking about her. People that I genuinely don't like, I don't like talking about, okay? Because if I can't joke about you, and people that I joke about, I don't have no problem with them, but I don't like Azealia Banks because I think she's just stunts and shows. Talented, yes. Music, got some good music out there, but I will never be a supporter because I don't like the girl. Someone went onto Twitter and asked Erykah Badu, you know, if she is a fan, does she listen to Azealia Banks' music? And all Erykah responded was tried. I think that was enough right there. You know what that meant. I tried it, but that shit didn't work for me. Of course, Azealia, they tagged both of them, in which I cannot stand when people tag me and bullshit that they trying to get started with somebody else. But anyway, they tagged both of them, and when Azealia saw that she said that, Azealia goes onto Twitter like Azealia does. It was just like, oh, you know, what's the shade here? You know, fuck, it's just jealousy. Goes on and on to say how, you know, older artists basically see these young artists, and now that the older artists ain't hot no more, you know, they throw shade at the younger artists because they're jealous of them. And, you know, I'm paraphrasing all the shit, but that's the gist of it. Why does Erykah Badu have to be jealous of Azealia Banks? Why does Erykah Badu, who is way more accomplished, okay, who's sold way more music than Azealia Banks, who is way more respected in the music game, like, really? You gonna sit up here and say that this girl is jealous of what? Jealous that she don't seem to be going through some sort of emotional mental breakdown every 15 minutes. You look up and hear something else with Azealia. Jealous that she doesn't attack other people even though other people ain't did shit to her. I was just like, oh my god. And Erykah, I was like, shit, that sounds like something I would do. Erykah goes back on Twitter and was like, well, shit, I said I tried. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm too old. I just didn't get it. Okay, but are you cool? As in to say, like, bitch, is this fixing to be a problem? Am I gonna have to really get myself together to be, you know, telling your motherfucking ass off today? Then, of course, Azealia, I think she decided, like, maybe this was a fight that she didn't want. Okay, and she was just like, oh, no, we cool. I was just making sure that you was cool. Okay, so she left that shit alone, and right, she needed to, okay? But I just don't, Azealia, something about her as a person I do not like. She's bad energy to me, and I'm not gonna never give her my attention with that shit. But yeah, y'all, did you know about that? Okay, it wasn't no big deal, okay, because we was all gonna be riding with Erykah anyway. Kanye's fashion show. Okay, so Kanye, on the first day of New York Fashion Week, he had his fashion show for his new fashion line at Adidas. Okay, and he also released his new shoes, the Yeezys, I think they're called, and they kind of have like an orthopedic boot slash suede it out, you know, almost a little bit. They kind of retarded looking to me, but people seem to like them. Anyway, he had his fashion show on first day of fashion, New York Fashion Week. So I kept hearing about it, and they were saying it was innovative and all of that. I mean, those are the shit that you was hearing on Instagram, not from no official fashion heads or, you know, no for real reviews or anything like that, but that's what people were just kind of saying. I was like, I'm gonna reserve comment until I actually see the video myself of the fashion show. So I went onto YouTube and I did just that. It was a 12-minute long fashion show, and you guys, when I tell you, I couldn't fucking understand what the fuck was the what there. It looked like it was like somebody said that it was fashions for the zombie apocalypse, and I was like, it's perfect. It was very utilitarian, I'm trying to think of the words that they say, and minimalist. They had, you know, real muted colors on because I think they wanted you to just concentrate on whatever the fashion was, you know. So they had on tights and shit, and hair, like stocking caps, but then they would have on the sweater or whatever, the one piece that they were trying to showcase, a jacket, sweaters, different things, but all in the grays and the navy greens and the navy blues and the grays and the blacks and the, you know, it was just, I couldn't believe I sat there and watched that whole damn thing. I just kept on waiting for something else to happen, but it was like a line of people. They would stand there, and then for a few seconds, and then they would turn to the left, and then they walk off, and then the next row would come forward. It would be like a line of 6 people, and then they'd stand there, and then they turn off. 12 fucking minutes of that shit, y'all. I was just like, I just must really be losing my touch of just regular general fashion. What the hell is this? He definitely had the support there. He had on the very front row, I mean, he had Beyonce, he had Jay-Z, he had Puffy, he had Cassie, he had his wife Kim Kardashian, he had Vogue editor Anna Wintour, he had Rihanna. I mean, it was like a front row of all the who's in the world right now. So, you know, he had the support of the people there, but I just was like, now, if anybody else is sitting there looking at this shit like, what the fuck is this? Okay, he had Kim Kardashian there. Kim had their daughter North with them. Right when it was starting, North started to have a temper tantrum. It was going on and on to the point where they had to, you know, take her out of the room because, you know, the fashion show was very, very quiet. It was just like one note. Okay, every time the people would stand there, it would just be like, that's the whole fucking thing I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so the little girl started crying and she was making a scene and they had to take her off. People were upset that the little girl was there. And I didn't see any problem with North being there. That's her daddy's fashion line. And, you know, they want to show the whole family as a front. I know people think that Kim carries the little girl as an accessory and not necessarily cares about this child. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure she loves her child. Okay, we all want to have little girls, and you know, because I know when I had Jada, I wanted to have a daughter that I could dress up cute and, you know, do the whole hair. And I mean, you know, I wasn't doing furs and leather and all that shit, but I had a dream for my daughter. I wanted her to look a certain way. I used to like to do Jada up and all of that until Jada got to be about 6 years old, and then Jada was like, "Mommy, all them stars and glitter and stuff you put on me, I don't like that." When she was old enough to tell me that she didn't like the shit that I bought for her, I was so heartbroken, y'all, because I'm telling you, I am real girly, so I liked the glitter and Jada's not like that. Jada is very basic. Like, she's girly, but she don't like frills. She's not frilly. She don't like lace. She don't like ruffles. She don't like any of that shit. So I was just like, you don't like the stars with the, you don't like the heart right here. You don't like the little things hanging off of here, you know, the little glittery thing. She'd be like, can you not put this shit on me? Shit. So, you know, I think that even if Kim does go overboard with putting things on this child, this is stuff that she has wanted to put on the girl. The girl looks cute most of the time, okay? I did have problems with the things that they put on her when she was little, but she's taller age now, and the shit that she has on is adorable to me. But I done lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, so, you know, if people are upset that they have this little girl and they're always bringing her with them everywhere. I mean, it's New York Fashion Week. You don't see children out, obviously. Now, I was fine with her bringing the little girl to Kanye West's show because that's her dad. Now, Alexander Wang's show that they also went to, that they were also sitting on the front row with this little girl, she started to act out again. Okay, well, now this time, this is not my show, my family, my husband's show. Now this is somebody else's, and now you are, you know, you're messing up this fashion show. So, do I feel like they should have taken the little girl to that? Maybe not. Okay, but I don't think that is so much of a problem to have a child out with you when you're doing things in the evening. I mean, if it's not 10, 11, 12, I mean, you know, but, you know, I don't see a problem. But New York Fashion Week to me is not necessarily child friendly. It's not for children. But I don't have problems with, you know, mothers taking their kids to different things, especially if you have a child that you know will sit there and be quiet. My kids were always, they weren't the type to jump up and run around and do anything. Honey, Jada would just sit in one spot and stare at everybody like, You just kind of have to know your child. But, you know, kids act out. Sometimes they're unpredictable in certain ways. So that's why certain things you just probably shouldn't take them to. When it's somebody else or something else, then maybe you shouldn't have done that. Okay? In the reverse of that, when you don't take your child anywhere and you leave your child at home, then they say that you fucking leave your baby all the time. And that's what I was going to talk about with Amber Rose's situation. Like, she works. She's an ex-stripper. She makes money off of her body, her sexuality. Okay, people want to see her and at the clubs and things like that. This is how she makes her money. She's not married anymore. She has to work again. Okay, when she was married still, she didn't do this shit. She was with Wiz. But now she's got to think about her family and providing. I'm sure she gets money from him as well. But, you know, now it's time to get back out there and work. If she was a stripper before, she's not stripping again. She doesn't have to do that. But she's still going to go to the clubs, and she's still going to be twerking, and she's still going to be half-dressed, and she's still going to, you know, all of these different things. This is what she was beforehand. People want you to, I don't know what people want you to do when you become a mama. Like, I mean, fuck, I go out. Even when my kids were little, I would go out. I would go to the clubs and I would hang out, and I'd be home with my family when I was home with my family. It's just regular. I don't know why people in social media think that, and like I said, social media got people fucked up, okay, because they think that What they see on here is your whole life. You see 15 seconds of one post in the day. Okay, and that means that they think that you've been at the goddamn club all day long and all night and you do it every single day. I think that is kind of crazy that people giving Amber Rose and different mothers a hard time, especially when she was married to Wiz. Wiz is now saying that she's never home, but you are a parent as well, and you weren't there. I mean, you traveled, and who stayed home with the baby? She did. Okay, it's fine when the man don't do it, but when the woman has to do it, you know, and go out and work, you know, now all of a sudden she's neglecting their child. I think this whole thing, and you know, where's the baby? Why you ain't never got the baby? Did you want her to fucking bring the baby to the club? They bring the baby to the fashion show and everybody got a damn problem. So it's just like, you cannot win either way. Either way it goes, people are going to be unhappy with it. That's why I just say live your life. All I will say is that, oh, that's the Google car. Every time the Google car comes around, I be wanting to jump in and get in the picture like, hey, so I could be on, when y'all go on Google Earth, y'all see Roxanne like, hey. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think that you just have to be able to gauge whether or not you should take your children anywhere. But I don't think that as a mother, you should be penalized and persecuted for the fact that if you do or don't take them. You know, fuck, it's your kids. You do what the hell you want to do with them. Y'all get out these fucking people business. But yeah, y'all get on that damn Kanye West video. Y'all go look at it. I want you to look at it and let me know what you thought about that shit, okay? Oh, you guys, I've been on here way too long. This video is going to be an hour long. I know. I'm sorry. Some of y'all like that shit. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.